Hello friends, what is going on? Alright, so today I am going to take a quick break from where we were up to in Bohol and talk about some other stuff that's happened. There was I got a story about coming into Manila and basically being scammed, but it got a bit sketchy and I got out of it, mostly out of it, but it was my fault mostly because I'm an idiot, but yeah, I'll tell you the story about that. And I want to talk about like the vehicles. There's some cool cars there. I'm a mechanic. My background is a mechanic. I don't work as a mechanic anymore, but I do work in the automotive industry still. And I've been in that pretty much my whole life. And there's some pretty sick vehicles over in the Philippines. So I'm going to talk about those as well. Anyway, start with the story. When one of the times when I came into Manila, I was flying in and I landed at the airport and it was like middle of the night. I don't remember what time, but it was late. And I hadn't slept much, and I think it was maybe 2 in the morning or something. I don't really remember, but I remember it being late. Anyway, when you come out, there's all the taxis there, and there's always those people, oh, do you need a taxi, sir? Do you need a taxi, sir? Do you want to come with me? And I don't go with them, those guys. I tend to just use a Grab or something like that, but for whatever reason, I booked a hotel because I was planning just to stop, land in Manila, sleep for a few hours, and then jump back on another plane to fly out. Anyway, I had booked a hotel kind of just across the road from the airport, but there's a big sort of highway right there. And I thought you may be able to walk there, but by the time I got there, I'd had so little sleep and I was tired. It was the middle of the night. I was like, I'll just grab a cab. It'll take me a couple of minutes to get there probably. And I can't really tell if I can walk there easily or not with all my bags and stuff and across a highway. I don't know why, but for some reason, this dude was like, come with me, you can jump in the cab with us. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And he kept on chasing me. And eventually I was like, look, you're going to use the meter? He goes, yep. I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. So we walk and I'm like, how far is it? He goes, oh, it's close. Mate, we walked massively through the whole massive, huge car park and out onto the highway basically, or the road that went near the highway. And then there was a cab there with a dude, like cab driver, and the guy's like, here. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so they both are in the cab in the front. So there's a driver and this guy in the front seat. And then I jump in the back. By this stage, it's late. I'm just like, I just want to get there. I don't care. And I start driving around. And I know it's only about 5 minutes away. So probably 10 minutes into the drive, I open my phone up and I start looking at the maps and whatnot. And I'm like, mate, you're going like this all over the place. And all you had to do is go here. Like, what's happening? And they're like, oh, sorry, sir, we'll be there soon. We're trying to find the place. A couple more minutes, like it'd been probably 20 minutes eventually. We were in there, maybe not that long, maybe 15 or so. I don't know. It was a while though. And I kind of just went, right, you're just basically driving around here and you can't find it. You can't find anyone to ask because it's the middle of the night. And I'm just going to get out. And there's like, the meter had been on and the meter had been like 400, 500, 600, which was already expensive. Like, mind you, it was already expensive. And I'm like, just let me out here. I'm done. I'm going to get out. I'm just going to walk there. I'll figure it out. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We'll have to go. And I'm like, let me out. And I went and they were stopped. And they're like, so I went to open the door and it was locked. They wouldn't let me out. And they're like, okay, sir, okay, we'll let you out. And they pressed a button and suddenly, instead of it being 400 or 500 pesos, it was 4,000 pesos. And I'm like, what's that? And he goes, 4,000 pesos, sir. I'm like, nah, not a chance in hell. I go, mate, it was at 400 or 500 or something, and now instantly it's bounced up to 4,000. I'm not paying it. I go, I'll give you, you've been driving me around in circles for ages. It should have been 200 pesos maybe, 300 maybe, I don't know, but not much. And he's like, no, sir, it's 4,000 pesos. We won't let you out. And I got angry because I was lack of sleep and tired, and I'm a bit bigger than most of them. And so I kind of said in a calm but angry voice, I'll give you 500 or we're going to have some issues. And trust me, you don't want to have issues with me. And they kind of both looked at me for a minute and gave me the look of, are we going to continue to try and do this with this guy or what? And I'm like, let's go to the police then. Let's go to the police. Let's drive down and find the police station. We'll ask them if they think that the 2-minute drive that it should have been should be 4,000 pesos or not. And they're like, no, we don't need to do that. I'm like, cool, 500 pesos, open the door right now or we're going to have problems. And basically I sort of was leaning over the seat to grab the seat belt a bit to kind of, we're going to have problems. And they kind of went, okay, yep, no police. Let's not do the police. Let's sort this out. I'm like, cool, 500 pesos? I went, yes, okay. So anyway, I gave them 500 pesos and I got out. Ended up, I walked from probably 5 more minutes and I was at the hotel where I was trying to go to anyway. They'd literally just been driving around. But I felt like if you were a little less confident of yourself or a smaller guy or something like that, they probably would have got you for 4,000 pesos. Now, the next day when I wasn't so tired and I was waking up, I realized there was a bridge that goes from the airport directly over that road. And once you get over that bridge, it's like a 300-meter walk to the hotel. So pretty much I could have walked there in like 7 or 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I don't know, not long. I could have just walked there, saved myself the whole thing. But these guys, that's what they do. They're there to try and get that extra money. So just be mindful when you go to Manila. If you're going to catch a cab, use the cabs that are there or use Grab. Grab's better. If you can use Grab, use Grab. If you are staying right near the airport, depending on which airport you're at or which terminal, there's a bridge that just goes across and you can just walk across, and very, very easy. You can walk across actually, once you're over that bridge, even better, you can just go onto the road there and hail a cab from there if you're going to catch a cab. And that will be much cheaper than going out of the airport and using one of the airport cabs, because I think they've got a minimum charge straight away. It's like a surcharge straight away or something. So anyway, that's that story. Hello, editing Sean. I've gone too long. I know, I've done that often. But it means this week's is going to be a little short and next week's is going to be a little long. It's okay. It's all good. It just means that this week we're talking about the scammy incident in the taxi, and next week we'll be talking about vehicles. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. I'll see you next week. Bye.